was called, but they stirred a bunch of confusion to the point that the man that was teaching the truth couldn't even come into what? The assembly. You see that? It's the same thing that happens today. They're causing so much confusion in Israel that a man that's teaching the actual truth in Israel is not going to be able to get it across, because you got those people out there that's on the street that's radical. They're slapping people, they're kicking people, they're talking about the women, they're doing everything except for everything that our Hamashiach didn't do is what they're doing.
Go
ahead.
Jude 1, Jude 16 through 19.
What is it, 16 through 19? What is it?
Jude.
Jude, okay, that's talk a little loud, bro.
All right, Jude 1, 16 through 19.
Yes, sir.
These are murmurers, complainers, walking after their own lust. And their mouth speaks great swelling words, having men's persons in admiration because of advantage. But beloved, remember ye the words which were spoken before of the apostles of our Adonai Yahushua HaMashiach, how that they told you there should be markers in the time, in the last time, who should walk after their own wicked lust. These be they who separate themselves sensual, not having ruach.
Right? So there's no ruach, no spirit in these people. But these people are teaching things for their own, so they can benefit themselves. There's no more. When the Most High said that there should be no, that we shouldn't be practicing filth or lucre in the book, that's what that is. Filth or lucre is when you are teaching or you are doing anything for the Most High for your own benefit, that you receive gifts, right, or money intentionally for the reason why you're doing that service. The Most High said it should be free. He said, "Come all unto me," it's free, right? So we shouldn't have to pay anything, but we do give. We do alms, but you don't have to pay for it. What do you have, brother?
Verse 35. And when the town clerk had appeased the people, he said, "Ye men of Ephesus, what man is there that knoweth not how that the city of the Ephesians is a worshiper of the great goddess Diana, and of the image which fell down from Jupiter?
Y'all hear that, right? Read.
Seeing then that these things cannot be spoken against, ye ought to be quiet and to do nothing rashly. For ye have brought hither these men, which are neither robbers of churches, nor yet blasphemers of your gods."
See that? And that's something? Read.
Wherefore Demetrius and the craftsmen which are with him have a matter against any man. The law is open.
Read.
And there are deputies. Let them plead one another. But if ye inquire anything concerning other matters, it shall be determined in a lawful assembly.
Anything that's being taught as a Hebrew Israelite, anything that's being taught by Hebrew Israelites, if it don't line up with the law, it's not right. Everything should go back to the law, right? But if you got people that will not study the Old Testament, right, they're not going to be able to teach you the truth. The Old Testament has to be involved, right? Basically, according to Scripture, they got to come from the law and the testimony. They got to come from both sides of it. Okay, go ahead, brother.
Verse 40.
And read.
For we are in danger to be called in question for this day's uproar. There being no cause whereby we may give an account of this concord. And when he had thus spoken, he dismissed the assembly.
Right. But that goes to show a sense of confusion that's right inside of the assembly. So if you look at this today, these are the false deities, right? Do anybody see anything up there that's updated? No? You see it? Look at this over here. Right, y'all see that? She represents a false God. But our kids, but our kids are being taught that they should watch Wonder Woman. They want to be like Wonder Woman. They want to run naked in the street with their drawers on, right? Because they Wonder Woman. And then they'll go buy them outfits and let them run around with it. Look at this. Don't that look like Wonder Woman? But look at all of them. Look at this one. Look at all this stuff down the line. And look at this right. Look at Wonder Woman. That was an actual cartoon. That actually came off of it, that she was worshiping this. This is where she was supposed to came from. That's where she's supposed to actually gotten her strength. But they put that in a cartoon and our kids watch that. So even if kids watching cartoons, should we monitor it?
Yeah.
Do we ever should just turn it on and just walk away? No. If you care about your kid, if you're trying to bring them up, right? As responsible kids. As kids that are responsible to themselves and their salvation. Yes, sister.
But it also says in the Bible where when you don't, correct your child, you hate your child.
Right. If you really look at it, if you love your kids, you correct them.
Yeah.
If you don't, it must be some type of dislike to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Right? Yes, ma'am.
That just when I mean a few years back, Christian Jaguar was in 3 and 4 and went to Virginia Beach, and they have the false god Neptune. They kept looking at it, and they was like, wow, he's looking. And I had told him, I was like, that's a false god. So every time we walk past on this beach, because our hotel was right now, I said, I want you to say false god, okay? And they was like, okay. So every time we walk past, they was like, false god.
Right. And so we have to teach them so they can identify what they are. If they can't identify, they can be taught that. Right? It's just like on these Christmas holidays and all the holidays these schools actually have. If you can, save a day to take your kids out of school that day. Save a day that you can save them from being taught this crap inside these schools that are false gods and false deities. That's not my God, that's my deity, same difference. Right? 1 Peter 5, verse 7.
1 Peter 5, verse 7.
Because this is what we should do. We should be doing this.
Casting all your care upon him, for he cares for you.
And then they're talking about Hamashiach 3.
Be sober.
Huh?
Be sober.
You mean to tell me I can't do it drunk?
Be sober.
You mean to tell me I just can't be high?
Be sober.
Because some people drink for a high. Some people drink to be sober. I mean to be drunk. Either way, you can't even drink casually. Right? And then get into the word because you're not sober-minded. He wants you in your natural state. Because remember, he knows every thought. Read, brother.
Be vigilant,
Be vigilant.
because your adversary, the devil,
Is trying to catch you just like you want to be. Go ahead.
as a roaring lion, walks about, seeking whom he may devour.
If you're not in your right mind, you're easily devoured. That's why you have to stay in your right mind. If you have a problem with that, work on getting away from it. There's no reason why you got to medicate yourself to live. You do not have to gift yourself or reward yourself with something that you were blessed with by the Most High by drinking or by drugging. Because the bigger deal of the thing is that as Israelites, we have always had a problem with success. Every time we got success, we got to go celebrate. I got to get a big ball of him tonight. I got a promotion. If you really think about what that's actually saying, is that you can't handle getting a promotion, right, without drinking. Now you got to drink and get drunk because you received a promotion. That tells us that we cannot handle what? Being prosperous. being blessed. Not realizing that your reward has already came through the prosperity that the Most High has given you, or through the blessing that He's already given you. That is your reward. You don't have. Do you want the reward of men, or do you want the reward of the Most High? I'd rather get what He's going to give me versus what I can give myself. Because if I could give myself ultimately what I needed, I would already be sent to the kingdom. When you come out, you got to hold the door. I've been in already. Y'all coming? So I can't reward myself on the things that I actually need in life. Right? And that concludes confusion. If confusion came through way back then in the churches, inside the assemblies back then, don't think for one moment that Satan would not bring confusion into the assembly. Because Job told you that, not Job, but inside the writings of Job, you see that when Job, them and the people from Job's neighborhood or land, when they went to the assembly, they say Satan went right along with them. So don't think if you leave room for him to get in you, it's going to be there. If every time I see you, you bring on alcohol and confusion, then Satan is working with you. If you can't see it yourself, you got a problem. Because it's confusion. When you bring about confusion, the Most High has nothing to do with it. So now we got to look at ourselves. If every time something happens, I'm a part of it, and it happens with different people over and over again, who's the problem? Because everybody can't be the problem. Everybody you come into contact just don't like you.
It depends.
Okay.
You're living of the world and you're not.
Now that's the difference.
Yeah.
If you're dealing with the world, the sister got it right. If you're dealing with the world, that's different because the world is not going to be with you.
Yeah.
But as an Israelite, we got to look at that. Yes, ma'am.
Because the scripture said how good and pleasant it is when brothers and sisters.
That's right.
So if you would want your brothers and sisters.
Did you read that? Did he read 133 this morning? You went away from it.
Well, now you can read it.
Right. That was 132. He's not looking at me like that because he said one thing. I said, yeah, read that. I said, I memorized that one. Right? Yes.
No, I wanted to say, there's different phases to drink. There are people that just drink socially, like in the Bible, people drink on feasts, and things like that. But alcoholism is a progressive disease that if you become accustomed to having it, what people don't realize when you're not sober, your inhibitions are lower. Thereby, you're subject to do anything, say anything, because we had a family member, I don't know if y'all remember, that supposedly got raped, a guy, he got drunk, he got raped in the car by a couple of men.
Yes. Yes. He was so drunk they raped him, and he wearing cowboy boots. And they raped him so bad that he was opened up so badly that he lost his bowels as he was walking, and they put his pants back on, that all the feces went down to his boots. When they found him in the back, when they found him in the car, it was just him and a bunch of feces. Right? But if he hadn't gotten drunk, now listen, we don't have a problem with this guy getting drunk no more. In fact, he's not even part of the family because the family member that was married to him said, look, you've been violated. But I'm sorry, maybe that, I don't know if that's what they said or not. But anyway, they kind of like went away. But the thing is that, and I think the point is that when you are drinking, right, anybody can take cold advantage of you when they want to. Because you're not at your right mind, and you might say some things and be led into a situation that you don't want to really be in, right? But just for the record, Psalms 133 goes, behold how good and how pleasant it is for brothers to dwell together in unity. It's like the pressing ointment upon the head. Even Aaron, like they're pressing ointment upon the head, right? And say, You want to read it? So what's the word? Oh, go ahead and read it. Yeah, we want to come from the word. I was going to recite it. But go ahead.
Psalms 133.
Behold.
How good and how pleasant is it for brethren to dwell together in unity.
That's right.
It is like the precious ointment upon the head. It ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard, that went down to the skirts of his garments, as the dew of Sherman, and as the dew that descended upon the mountains of Zion.
Even there.
For there Yahuwah commanded the blessing, even life.
Because it's blessings, that there's blessings in brethren dwelling together in unity. But not any unity, but the unity of the Most High. When you dwell together in the unity of the Most High, especially on the day that He set aside for Himself, that He shares with us, that is higher than any high holy day, right? And we share that day and we come together in unity, not in confusion, not in deception, not in trickery. You come together in unity, you are a blessed man. That moment that he was talking about is that you be blessed from the head to your feet, down to the hems of your garments, is how He blesses you, right?
So we got the last one was talking about traditions. And we can't continue to allow our traditions of being Hebrews to be so overlooked. Just as the way that they, have traditions over in Africa or wherever people over the world keep traditions, we have to understand that we are not a part of that world. Our traditions come out here, right?
Exactly.
So we can't sit up and just.
We cannot take on the ways of the heathen.
Right.
We got to take on the ways of our forefathers. That's what we have to do. So real quick, we got to leave out of confusion and we got to go into division or we're not going to finish this lesson. So let's go into division real quick. Division, we're going to start in Matthew 12, 22, right, through 29. Because of the time that we have left right now, I'll try not to get involved with the reading. But if anybody do have something they want to say out of read, please let us know so we can inject. But if you do inject, keep it brief. Go ahead, brother. It's Matthew 12, 22.
Matthew 12, 22.
Matthew 12, verse 22.
Then was brought unto him one possessed with the devil, blind and dumb. And he healed him, insomuch that the blind and dumb both spoke and saw.
Read.
And all the people were amazed and said, is not this the son of David?
Oh, wow. You see that? Read.
But when the Pharisees heard it, they said, this fellow does not cast out devils, but by Beelzebub, the prince of the devils.
Read.
And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand?
You got to understand something. When division takes place, you have to mark division. And when you mark division, you have to remove division. Regardless of the cost, regardless of the pain, regardless of anything that could probably take place within your heart and your love, because remember, we have a sense of, we are deceived through love, right? You have to stand firm on what? On those things that we know which is true. Those things that are coming from the book, right? But if confusion comes along, it don't have to be so much of somebody's everyday attitude, their everyday thing they do. But if they bring forth confusion inside of Israel, you got to remove it. You got to move away from that so that things can level out and continue to go the way the Most High wanted it to go. You got to understand that. So that's why it's not good for people to search online and listen to this person and that person and all these people, because this guy gonna say that, this one gonna say that, this one gonna do this, and this one gonna do that, and most of them are not researching the same material that has to be researched in order to bring upon what? A fact. But if you listen to a whole lot of different people, you're gonna be confused, especially if you are a new beginner. You do not search the web for answers. If you do, stick with one person, right? But make sure that everything they say is true. And even in the beginning, what you have to do is, when they bring it to you, write it down and research it. If it's not according to the law and the testimony, it's not true. When you find out that they lied to you once, get rid of it.
I think the biggest problem here when people try to research is they'll research what they want to believe. So they'll research for one side. Okay, so this person say I can do this, so I can run with it because I got a scripture or two to say I can do this.
Right.
They won't research the other side and say, you know what, my flesh want me to do this. Let me go ahead and check the other side because there might be 59 other scriptures that tell you don't do that.
So I don't know if I told all the brothers, but I know I told a few of the brothers. I said, when you come up with a lesson, I said, the first thing you want to do is prove your thought wrong first, right? If you can't prove it wrong, then it's legitimate, and you can do it because now you can research everything that's right about it. And what I do is, I try to prove myself wrong first. No matter what the topic is, I attack me in the topic, or my thoughts in the topic. Once I see that everything is good and I can't find nothing to debunk it, then I go with the positive. I say, okay, this supports it, this supports it. And I go in and I teach it. Because the last thing I want to do is go live with something that's not correct, that's not true, and somebody be able to mark me. I would not be marked.
Well, just like the sister said, I mean, you can't take the scripture and try to make it fit our lifestyle.
That's it. You can't. Because I don't want to kill too much time with this. But I dealt with several instances where different people that was a part of the art brought some things to me, and I kept trying to put it off. So now, brother, we'll deal with it later. So the brother would take it, the one particular brother took it, and he took it to all the people first, right? And he taught it to all the people. But he went around me because I already told him, wait a minute, brother, I read it. I'm not good with that. We'll talk about it later, right? But he went on and taught it to everybody, right? And then in a meeting, they rose up against me, not knowing that I had at least 60 scriptures against it. You see what I'm saying? But then they thought, but now he done befriended everybody, so now everybody think that Eliyahu is getting ready to attack this brother. But no, that's not it. I'm going to deal with the thought. I'm going to deal with what happened. So it's not a matter of attack, it's a matter of me stabilizing what the truth is. You didn't come to me like you should have, because if you had all with your brother, you go to your brother first. And then if your brother cannot see his fault in the alt, then you take it among the brethren. But he took it among the brethren and showed his side of it. Because if you're looking for something to be something, you're going to find it to be. That's why when you're looking at something, you look for something to be proven wrong before you really accept it as being right. Does that make sense? But you got to diligently search. Diligently search. Don't give a partial search because you might be afraid that it might prove you wrong in what you want to be right. You got to diligently prove yourself wrong. If you can't, then you're right. But you got to be fair with yourself. Where you at, brother?
I'm at 27.
And read.
And if I, by Beelzebub, cast out devils, by whom do your children cast them out?
Well,
Therefore they shall be your judges. But if I cast out devils by Yahuwah, then the kingdom of Yahuwah is coming to you.
Read.
Or else how can one enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he first bind the strong man? And then he will spoil his house.
Who's the strong man? Who's the strong man? When somebody approached, I got a better question for you. If somebody approached the Ark of Israel, who do they have to take down? Who do they have to take down? They got to take this down. They got to take this down. Right? Y'all see the way I'm standing? Because these guys support me. You see that? And they're not going to support me unless they feel that I'm doing something right. Because everybody has the freedom to walk away and do what they want to do. Right? And if I'm wrong, I trust them to say, look, brother, man, you got to calm down a little bit with that. You know? I see your heart. I see you doing things. You're not really breaking any laws, but man, maybe you know something personal you might want to do something a little different with. Right, but I understand. But they got to bind a strong man first. That's why every false doctrine that comes to try to be brought through here, they attack me with it first. Then I'm going to share it with them. You see what I mean? And if they find that doctrine to be true, but I know and I find it to be wrong, then now we got something we got to discuss. Right? That's before it even reach you. Because that's our responsibility to you. Am I correct, brother? That's our responsibility. Remember, we've been talking responsibility all day. Am I right, children? We've been talking being responsible all day long. I'm not trying to talk about it. We've been talking responsibility all day long. So everybody has to be responsible unto themselves to be responsible unto the covenant. And that's what we have to do in order to survive this crazy, wicked world that is on point today. But let me tell you, there's nothing going on today that didn't happen 300 years ago. They got to take down your ministry first, right? If they can take that down, then they may be able to get the track. Where you at, brother?
I'm at 30.
Go ahead and read. Go on down through that. I'll try not to say it.
He that is not with me is against me.
Uh-huh.
And he that gathers not with me scatters abroad.
Did y'all hear that? Did everybody hear that? Huh? Did y'all hear it? One more time.
He that is not with me is against me.
Uh-huh.
And he that gathers not with me scatters abroad.
Okay, he got a different Bible. But what color was that? Red. It was red, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm not talking about me. He's not talking about himself. That's our Hamashiach talking. He said that they're against him. He's the Hamashiach. We're teaching what he brought so gratefully to us and given to us. But if they're not with him, they are against him. Right? If it don't line up, it don't work. I think OJ got off on something like that. If it don't fit, you must quit. Go ahead, brother.
I'm at 31.
Yes, sir.
Wherefore I say unto you,
What you say?
all manner of sin and blasphemy shall be forgiven unto men.
Uh-huh.
But the blasphemy against the Ruach HaKodesh shall not be forgiven unto men.
Read.
And whosoever speaks a word against the Son of Adam,
Listen to
the
this.
Son of Man,
Uh-huh.
it shall be forgiven him.
Uh-huh.
But whosoever speaks against the Ruach HaKodesh, it shall not be forgiven him. Neither in this world, neither in the world to come.
Read, brother.
Either make the tree good and his fruit good, or else make the tree corrupt and his fruit corrupt.
Uh-huh.
For the tree is known by his fruit.
Uh-huh.
O generation of vipers, how can ye, being evil, speak good things?
Uh-huh.
For out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks.
Mm-hmm.
A good man out of good treasure of the heart brings forth good things, and an evil man out of the evil treasure brings forth evil things. But I say unto you, that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment.
Back up to 22 and come back down to 25, real quick.
Back to 22.
Yeah, come back down to 25.
Okay, 22. Then was brought unto him one possessed with a devil, blind and dumb, and he healed him, insomuch that the blind and dumb both spoke and saw.
Israel come in blind to the word, they blind to the truth, and they come in dumbfounded because they don't know. Right? Read.
Direct to 25 or
Go back to 22 and come back.
23?
Uh-huh.
All right, 23. And all the people were amazed and said, is not this the son of David?
Because when you begin to feed the truth in these people and their eyes begin to open, and they begin to get the true knowledge of something, you're going to find that somebody's going to throw a wrench in there. Whether they get it from YouTube, or whether they get it from a text, whether they get it from talking to a brother on the street, or whether they just walk up and see a guys with different colors out there with their fringes and they're just saying stuff, right? But read, brother.
But when the Pharisees heard it, they said, this fellow does not cast out devils, but by Beelzebub, the prince of devils.
So what they do is they turn it around backwards. And they make sure they cause confusion in what you're doing. Because if somebody is following something that you're giving them, and they're actually following it, right, they're going to see the truth in it, and there's no division. But when somebody come in and interject something, that's when the division starts. The first thing that Satan wants to do is cause confusion, and the next thing he wants to do is divide. Trust me. Any brother that's trying to do the right thing and trying to teach the right thing, and I'm not just talking about me, I said any brother. When you become effective, the first thing Satan tries to do is attack you and your household. And he tries to divide. If your household is divided, you can't do what the Most High wants you to do. It's your responsibility to see that a division is taking place and you shut it down. That's your responsibility. Because, let's read.
25.
25.
And Yahushua knew their thoughts.
Because you're going to pick up on it right away. Read.
And said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation.
You see that? Read.
And every city or house divided against itself shall not stand.
So Israel as a whole, we got to look at Israel as a whole. I mean sister against sister, brother against brother. When you know something to be found true, let me tell you something. And I don't know if anybody understands or not. I don't even know if you even see it. But I'm telling you right now, the Most High has brought us to a level within the last 4 to 6 months that's unbelievable. Unbelievable. When man was first created, he was not created to eat meat. The Most High is finding ways to show us those things that we're eating that's not right. And those things that we're eating are not right, by us being able to receive it and adjust to it, is how our eyes are being opened to the truth of the Most High. Let me tell you, that's why Adam was able to communicate. That's why Abraham was able to communicate. That's why Isaac was able to communicate. That's why Jacob was able to communicate. But the farther we got along, the more and more do you believe that what's inside your system can cause you to be sluggish enough that he can't even work with you?
Oh, yeah.
We got to realize that the Most High is trying to take us to another level. But there's a reason why we're called the faithful few. Because that's who we are. It don't matter what's outside the walls and what they believe. It don't matter what's outside the walls and what they do. As long as we know that we're coming within the law and the testimony, keep doing what you do. Don't be distracted. Because love is the first thing that causes deceit. Those that love us, I profess that they love us. But if you love me according to our Mashiach, keep my commandments. That means go back to the law. Go ahead. That's all right. Y'all be singing. Y'all be singing.
I just think about how you can't sit at the table with the devil and God and man, right? And how you can't. And I'm just thinking more and more, right? It's hard for me to go out with my friends. I'm telling my friends I like, because it's like I can't eat that. Can't eat that. So it's like I feel like even with me shifting my diet even more, it's like. Sorry, I can't hang with you like I want to, because I can't even eat what you eat.
Right. And sometimes it's a very uncomfortable situation when everybody else is eating it. And you let me one time, I got bored with it. By the third day, y'all, I walked in the third day and I saw the same crap they've been trying to give us all week long. It was so bad that I said, man, I can't eat this crap. And everybody looked at me like, wow. But I meant it in my heart. That was my heart. Most I knew I was speaking from my heart, yes. I wasn't being deceitful.
This scripture we're on, where it says every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation.
Yes.
This makes me think how Israel was divided into Judah and Israel, and we did come to desolation, and we were divided, and we have not been united yet.
You see that?
Then I'll think about, you can choose restaurants
There's some restaurants, I'm from all, okay? And you got this restaurant called True Food.
Uh-huh.
And you go in there, I don't even think they sell pork.
Right.
But man, you can get a delicious meal.
Yeah.
You know, vegan, or all natural, or organic, and it's filling. And you know, atmosphere is nice, and you can enjoy each other's company. So when you want to go out, you go ahead and eat at those restaurants. And you can't eat it. You don't have to worry about sitting at the table and people eating stuff that's disgusting to you. But they don't sell it.
They say a direct connection to a man's heart is through his stomach. Right? That's what they say, right? So that means that the biggest thing that's going to keep a man from changing is going to be his diet. You know what I mean? Who are you to tell me I can't have some pork ribs? Who are you to tell me I can't eat some tilapia? Right? All my friends eat shrimp. That's how I get the ladies. all the females asking me, now how am I going? I'm trying to win her heart. But she telling me the only thing I can give her right now is some shrimp and lobster. But when you go touch that shrimp and lobster, you have defiled yourself for 24 hours, and the Most High cannot work with you. That's scripture. That's scripture. He cannot work with you. That means that he is not with you. Once you defile yourself, if you cook it, he has defiled you. Because once you touch it and you put it on that fire, you just defiled yourself for 24 hours. You are dirty for 24 hours. Right? So we got to understand that. You got that for me? Read, brother. Everybody listen up. Listen to the book.
1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 20 to 21. But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice.
The Gentiles sacrifice. The Gentiles, not us, we're not Gentiles. Read.
They sacrifice to devils.
They sacrifice to who?
To devils.
They sacrifice to devils. And what?
And not to Yahweh.
And not to who?
And not to Yahweh.
Not to our Elohim. And what?
And I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils.
What?
And I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils.
So if you show up on Sunday, you're in the wrong place. Keep going.
Ye cannot drink the cup of the Most High and the cup of devils.
You cannot eat the same thing they eat. You cannot do it. And read, brother.
Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the tables of devils.
He said that you cannot partake of the table of the Most High, and you also partake of the table of the devil. And be pure. It's not going to happen. Did that close you out? Have you done with that? What we got, brother? You got something?
Yeah, I just want to talk about, say about, even the same thing. We in here are supposed to be, in Israel, we're supposed to be in the body.
Yes.
Right? So if we're not doing everything in unison according to the book,
Right.
then there is division right there keeping us away from ourselves.
Exactly. I wanted to put Achan in so bad in this lesson, but I figured it was too much. Right? Achan sinned in the camp. And in the process of Achan sinning in the camp, Israel lost a war because and thousands of them was slaughtered in a war that Joshua knew they were supposed to win, but there was sin in the camp. Joshua had to go back and he had to pray to the Most High to find out, why are you not with us? Why did we lose this battle? And Most High told him that there's sin in the camp. They had to go back and you cast that sin out of the camp. And once you cast that sin out of the camp, then what? Then now I can be with you again. So I think Achan got stoned to death. I think every animal that Achan possessed got stoned. I think Achan's wife got stoned. And I'm pretty sure that all his kids got stoned. Why did his kids get stoned and they didn't do it? Because they say that you are of that. Right? And you would not come back and try to revenge the blood of your father on something Israel has set place. Right? Because when Saul refused to kill the king that the Most High told him to kill, right? And he brought the king back even though they killed him. But the seed of that king, of the same king, came back and attacked Israel. That's Hebrew Israelite 101. That's 101 right there. That's how we're supposed to know off the bat. That Israelite 101. Yes.
One thing I like that we did at Ark of Israel, he had us to sign the index cards saying that as the body, we will agree to keep the commandments.
That's right. Because why? Why? Because everybody took a responsibility that they placed upon themselves to say that they would keep the covenant with the Most High. Because a lot of people didn't realize that that particular feast that we was having at that time was a feast of renewing of the covenant. There's other Hebrews out there that don't even know it right now. They're teaching it every day. But they did not know that that was what? That was something else the Most High gave us in 2018. That was why that feast took place. For the renewing of the covenant. Isn't that something? Where you at, brother? Who got me in Matthew 20 and 12? Who got Matthew 20 and 12, I mean? You're 26? Go ahead, brother.
And if Satan casts out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand?
How's read?
And if I by Beelzebub cast out devils, by whom do your children cast them out?
Because if Yahushua was saying, if he cast out Satan, then he's casting out himself. Right?
Based on what they were saying.
Right. Based on what they were saying. But how can Satan cast out Satan? Unless he get out of there himself. That's the only way he casts himself out, remove himself from the premises. Go ahead, brother.
Therefore they shall be your judges.
Read.
But if I cast out devils by Ruach Yahuwah,
Oh, my man. Go ahead.
then the kingdom of Yahuwah is coming to you.
Read.
Or else how can one enter a strong man's house and spoil his goods except he first bind the strong man?
If you can't bind the strong man, you're not going to get it. But the Most High is directly connected to the strong man. Trust me, it won't happen because that strong man ain't going to make sure there's no sin in the camp. That's the key. At least inside the ministry. You got to keep a clean ministry in order to receive what the Most High wants you to have, so you can feed His flock. If you can't receive it from Him, then how can you give it? He can't work with you. So this thing with these people, I don't understand how. They're not reading the book. How do you get in front of the camera and you go live on YouTube and you read the word of the Most High and you're wearing a hat? Find me that about the covering. Get me that right quick. We're gonna read that. We about done, but I gotta put this out there. How are you gonna get out there, wear a hat, and read the word of the Most High? It's gonna tell you what you're doing right now. Now, if you don't know this, then you got a problem. And the next time I see you on YouTube, you shouldn't have it on. You got it? Read it, brother. What the book say?
This is 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 4.
Read the book.
Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoring his head.
I'm done with that. That's it. But who is his head? Go back up. You find whose head is.
Verse 3. And I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach.
So if you read with your head covered, you dealing with this book with your head covered, you are dishonoring the same person that you supposed to be trying to lift up. Come on, man. Now that's Hebrew 101. If you're not reading that, something wrong with you. And anybody that sit down and look at you and you got all these fake looking hats on with all the names of the Most High on them and all the other stuff on it, but you got a hat on and you are dishonoring him, but you teaching, you are a fool and the truth ain't in you. Sorry about that, brother. You didn't get a chance to touch me. I wasn't sitting aside. But I got it. Okay, I'm all right. I'm good. I'm good. So don't I'm not the chain, y'all. I'm good.
That's why he stood up so you could hear
He has been designated to hold it down. What do you got, brother, in Matthew?
Who's finishing up 29.
Matthew 12, verse 29, and it reads thus wise.
So, can we get into that?
Yes, sir.
Or else how can he enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he first bind the strong man?
Read.
And then he will spoil his house.
Yes, sir.
He that is not with me is against me.
Read.
And he that gathers not with me scatters abroad.
Yes, sir.
Wherefore I say unto you, all manner of sin and blasphemy shall not be forgiven unto men. But the blasphemy against the Ruach HaKodesh shall not be forgiven. Let me read that again. 31. Wherefore I say unto you, all manner of sin and blasphemy shall be forgiven unto men. But the blasphemy against the Ruach HaKodesh shall not be forgiven unto men.
Read.
And whosoever speaks a word against the Son of Adam, the Son of Man, it shall be forgiven him. But whosoever speaks against the Ruach HaKodesh, it shall not be forgiven him. Neither in this world, neither in the world to come. Either make the tree good and his fruit good, or else make the tree corrupt and his fruit corrupt. For the tree is known by his fruit.
Read.
O generation of vipers, how can ye, being evil, speak good things? For out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks.
Read.
A good man out of the good treasure of the heart brings forth good things. And an evil man out of the evil treasure brings forth evil things.
Read.
But I say unto you, that every idle word that man shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment.
You know what? You got one more scripture in there, right? Hold it. Even the Christians know this, right? He's all right. He ain't all right now. He all right. He at home, man. He's trying to show you. He's demonstrating I can walk now. He's demonstrating I can run. The women not going to let him get away. Y'all just lost y'all. Y'all just lost y'all money, boy. But I said 2. You can make it 3. Okay. So now, we got to think about this, right? I was coming off a little bit, but we got to think about this, right? And this is the thing, right? Even the Christian, my wife can contest what I'm getting ready to say. My uncles was raised in the church, right? And my uncle, back when we used to go down and visit, we used to go down, and unfortunately, the only time we could really go down there was during the holiday because that was the only time we really got time from our jobs to actually go. So we go down there to see him, but I ain't been there in a while. But anyway, and this has been years ago. Now I'm not talking about presently because I'm not gonna be a hypocrite. I'm not a hypocrite. I don't do something that I teach. But anyway, when we go down there, anytime we visit down there, and they come over to my mom's house and they sit there, right? I got one question for my wife. How many words have you heard him say? Y'all see, she ain't said that yet, right? Sometimes you have to micromanage what you say. Because every word you say out your mouth, you are being held accountable for it from the Most High. That's what you just read. Read that again. That verse that you read right before you read that.
But I say unto you,
What you say?
every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment.
Every word. He's all right, brother. Every word. Yeah, let him loose. He will get better. See? He's showing you he know what to do. He's all right. All right? But every word. That's why we got to choose our words, what? Wisely. On what we say. Go ahead and read the last script, brother.
For by your words you shall be justified, and by your words you shall be condemned.
You're going to be either justified by your word or you're going to be condemned by your word. That's why when you say something, that's why he says stay away from foolish conversations and gestures. Oh, I was just telling a joke. No, you said it out your mouth. You was joking, but you lied. Right? Let me tell you this joke about this right here. It might be a joke, but what you just said was a lie. You ain't always got to have the best joke, because every time you tell that joke, you got to answer for what you said in that joke. Every time you said something just to make somebody laugh, even if it was funny, even if it was true, not to say true, Even if it was funny, but it's about somebody in the way truth, you got to give help for that. Every time you do that, close the scriptures. Give me Matthew 4. Matthew 4. And I want you to start at that first verse. Remember, we're talking about the vision. So what we want to remember about that last one we just read in 12 is that the first thing they tried to do, they tried to divide the people that were following out Hamashiach as he taught them. They tried to divide them right away. They tried to divide them right away. See, someone right about that. He sneezed. That might have been a little dusty. He said, I don't want to fool with that. Go ahead, brother. Who got it? Matthew 4. 4 verse 1. All right? Matthew 4 verse 1. Keep your eyes on the young man's son. He encouraged me all right, but I know you the father, so you got to do what you want to say. But go ahead. Matthew 4 verse 1. Yes, sir.
Then was Yahushua led up from the Ruach into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil.
He said he was led up what?
Into the wilderness to be
Now
tempted.
back up a little bit farther.
Oh, led up of the Ruach.
He was led up of the Ruach, right? And
Into
read.
the wilderness to be tempted of the devil.
Read.
And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterwards hungry.
The first thing I want you to know something, right? Anytime you led by a spirit, the first thing you need to do is recognize what spirit are you led by. Is it the Ruach or is it not the Ruach? You got to find that out first. Because if it's not the Ruach, you need to abandon your trip. All right, give me that second verse.
Second.
Uh-huh.
And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward hungry.
Read.
And when the tempter came to him, he said, if you be the son of Elohim, command that these stones be made bread.
Read.
But he answered and said, it is written, man should not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of Yahuwah.
It said it again, didn't it? Last time it came from one spot, but this time it came from a different place. Did it not? I did it come from the same place. Who read that from the top? No, don't worry about it. Go ahead, brother, read it.
Then the devil took him up into the holy city.
Wait a minute now. When they say the devil took him up, right? The devil was not physically on the ground and walking around as a human being and took him by the hands and let's go up to the holy city. That was a spirit. It was one of the imps that Satan used for himself. It was one of the imps that he used, right? And that spirit took him up to where?
The holy city.
To the holy city. So think about that, right? He took him up to the holy city. So as I was saying, that was the spirit. So if a spirit is leading you, identify what spirit is leading you and try not to follow if it's not the Ruach. Read, brother.
And set him on a pinnacle of the temple.
Okay, so now. Okay, instead of what?
A pinnacle of the temple.
And read.
And he said unto him, if you be the son of Elohim, cast yourself down, for it is written, he shall give his angels charge concerning you.
Okay, is that the end of that?
No.
Read.
And in their hands they shall bear you up, lest at any time you dash your foot against the stone.
So we got to know something, right? Why would Satan lead him to where? To the temple, am I correct? Huh?
To the holy city.
To the holy city. At that time, the Pharisees and the Sadducees and all those people that were evil was where? Where were they at? At the temple, but where was the temple? In the holy city, right? Y'all got me? Y'all so far? Who's in the holy city now? Right. All those are right. But we look at it, it says the Jewish people is one they recognize as being us. They are false people, and they are there. So therefore, Satan can't offer you something that he don't possess. Does that make sense? Right?
Right.
See what I'm saying? So Brother Stephon cannot say, you look, I'm going to give you Yaya's truck. Because that's not Stephon's truck to give away. He got to go talk to Yaya first. Right? And then Yaya say, go ahead and give it away. Then Stephon can do his due diligence and give it away. But in this case, he probably will keep it for himself. But I'm just saying, Stephon can't give away Yaya's truck. Right? So Satan can't give away something that don't belong to him. But he offered the holy city to our Hamashiach. Y'all saw that, right? Read, brother.
Yahushua said unto him,
What did he say?
it is written again, you shall not tempt Yahuwah Elohim. Again, the devil took him up into an exceeding high mountain.
Listen to this. Okay, I can tell you who it was. I don't tell him? Okay, I won't tell him. But y'all know, y'all know, right? I don't really want to bash your brother, man, but man, I sure want to tell you. But anyway, that video was symbolic unto that, right? That they had received the control of the whole world is what they had put there, right? So now we're looking at how do you offer that to everybody else? How do you offer it to everybody else? Right? How do you offer it to everybody else if you don't possess it? The Most High ain't giving us nothing yet. The man he gave